Hello. That was really weak. Where's my sister? Hey, Paul. Hey, Johanna.
Hey, good evening. Good to
Where
see you.
is my sister?
And Janet. Hello, Janet.
Hey, Janet.
So welcome, everyone. Welcome to Bible Prophecy and Truth.
Welcome back,
My name's
everybody.
Dan. This is my wife, Colleen, co-hosting and chat moderating. And our sister in Christ, Diane, will be here shortly.
Yeah, she'll show up in a minute. Not to be so weak, but I'm really tired. There she is.
And there she
Speak
is.
of the devil. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so welcome back, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm better. I'm better right now. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Diane.
Yeah, what is that? What you got going on?
We
like a
just introduced you.
We just introduced you.
Absent. Yeah.
Absent. Anyway, so I hope everybody's having a great week so far. If you can hear my voice right now, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to smash the like button. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And please, if you are on Rumble, please subscribe. Follow us on Rumble. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any great uploads. And share this show with everyone you know. And for the people who do share the show, I really, really appreciate it. And I know who you are. Hi, Lainey. I know who you are, and I really love you for it. Thank you.
Aw.
I really do. And I love everybody in chat, by the way.
Sweet.
Love you. Is it just my device? Oh,
we haven't changed anything here, so
yeah.
hopefully it's just yours.
Yes.
So welcome.
So
We're going through, since we've been through all 31 chapters of the Bible Prophecy and Truth book, we're going through the most popular notes and newsletters. And what I did is I went and looked at the stats of my websites and looked at all of the most viewed of my notes and the most viewed of my newsletters, and I just compiled a little list of the top, and that's what we're looking at. We looked at Islam and the Bible and the false prophecies of the devil in that religion. And today we're going to look at who is they. It's another one of the really popular, it's a newsletter that I wrote back in 21. And it was very interesting for me when I wrote it, and what God revealed to me at the time I was writing it. It's pretty cool.
We found out a lot of stuff, didn't we? A lot of things that somebody who was on the road to being very well known and very famous, God stopped the process, and this man was in touch with us and filled us in on a lot of information. I still think that people should watch that. It's 5 hours of his reported.
Yeah. And I've got it.
Hey, Jody.
I've got a recording of it. I don't know if it still exists, but I've got a recording of it that I made that I could always put online if anyone's interested.
Yes.
I will do so.
This man, he was on what is it like?
It was one of those
like the like America's Got Talent, or
right. Yeah.
It was like a
I don't remember which
British.
one.
Well, it was a British UK thing that was the same thing. It was like where people go and audition, and he won.
Yeah.
He won. Yeah. So he was starting to put out albums and starting to like rub elbows with some really famous people, and they were really trying to push him ahead, and God
tried
stopped
to push him into this evil organization that we are going to talk about today.
And he was actually in touch with us, and we had a lot of talks with him, and Annie found him.
Yeah. Got me in
Now
touch
you
with
have
him.
to get a hold of Trump.
Yeah, Annie.
It's not going to be so easy because he may not get back to me for another 4 months.
Yeah. But,
Maybe a couple of years. Who knows?
but maybe,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I mean,
So
is there
thank you.
anything too hard for God?
Yeah, absolutely. So welcome, Diane. Glad you made it.
Yes, sissy.
Yes.
And we'll go ahead and get started. I'll
Mm,
share my screen.
yeah.
And
Oh, we got to turn all that off.
not going to look at that yet. I've got to get rid of this here real quick. So forget about that. We'll talk about that later. So we're going to talk about who is they, which is on videos.prophecyandtruth.com. It's about, a quarter to a third of the way down the main page. So it's real easy to find under the modern day biblical prophecy connections section. We're going to talk about who is they, and then we're going to go into who is the puppet master and the stage is set, because all three of these are on the top of my most popular, most viewed and most commented and most talked about. So we'll start with who is they. This is, I wrote it, like I said, back in 21. It was after COVID, when COVID was going full steam and they were pushing the vaccine and doing all that. And I'm one of those people that I never really was a conspiracy theorist. Before I knew the Lord, I was a rebel, and I, rage against the machine kind of stuff. Knew that the government was corrupt and everything, but had no idea really how deep it went. I suspected, of course, but I wasn't really into conspiracy theories. If you're going to show me some facts, then I'll look at it. But don't talk to me about what might be, because that's just speculative, right? We can't say it is unless there's fact that proves it. And I was writing this article when the person that Colleen was talking about was introduced to me through a viewer of my website who wrote me and sent me a link to the video and said, check it out, and
right. And then Annie started searching and actually contacted him through email, and he reached out.
And I was talking to him for quite a while.
Yeah.
But
really cool.
at the same time that Kylie, I think it was, wrote me, I was talking to,
that's
I
right.
call her my mom from Australia, Claudette. And I was talking to her. And at the same time that I got introduced to that video, she was sending me things about this secret society, and information and links about it. And I'm like, maybe God really wants me to know this stuff.
Yeah.
So I really started digging, and I started really looking into it. And I found out that it's absolutely 100% fact. It is not a conspiracy theory. It's fact. There is a secret society. And the thing that I like to bring up is, during COVID, everybody got to see that there's absolutely someone in charge, right? The whole world did the exact same thing, pushed the same exact agenda, pushed the vaccine passport, tried to, all of this was just uniform, pushing the same thing across the board all over the world. And it's like, well, how does that happen unless somebody is making the commands, right? Somebody's telling them what to do. And so I really, this was a great time to start looking into that, because I was writing this very article about who are all these people. And I learned so much more when I started
And people
digging
started
in.
coming out of the woodwork to get in touch with you. And
so I this is probably one of my favorite articles, as well as it being very popular, one that's read a lot and people write me about it. But this, it became obvious because, like I said, when I was younger, I was rebellious, but, that has nothing to do with understanding the corruption in the government. And people are power hungry. And a lot of people will do virtually anything to gain power and wealth, and it's sad, but it's true. But when we saw what happened with COVID and the vaccine passport that they tried to force on us, that it became really obvious. And there's obviously a group of people that are in charge. There's some, how many of them is a question, right? What does it all boil down to? Who is it really? What are they up to? What do they want?
Yeah.
And that's the main thing that we need to think about, is when we talk about who is they, who really is behind it all, and what's the agenda, right? What is it that they really want? And when you think about it, this secret society goes so deep that it's virtually, if you were to start a pyramid structure, it would, at the bottom of that, there would be probably tens of millions of people involved in this. And most of the people at the very bottom have no idea who the people are at the top. They don't know anything. A lot of them are they're convinced that what they're doing is good. They're convinced that it's just, here's the problem and then here's the solution, and this is what we're going to do to fix everything. And a lot of people are just deceived and think that they're really doing something good, especially at the very bottom layers, right? People even in middle layers are convinced of this, and they're doing everything they can at their position and their what they have access to make this happen, right? All the agendas that they have. But a lot of people are forced as well, especially people closer to the top, people in high levels in government and popularity, people that are well known, that push these things. Some of them are forced to do it with threats, bribery. Well, if you don't do this, you probably care more about your spouse or, your mom and dad or, your children, that kind of thing. I mean, they really do those things. And it seems like, it seems like a movie, right? Well, this is just a story. Well, no, they really do these kinds of things. Just like we understand the child trafficking, sex trafficking that goes on that happened, across our border, that we all became very well aware of in the last few years, and the horrific things that people do. It's not a conspiracy theory to talk about that, because that is absolute fact, and we know what's happening, and it's troublesome to try to think about it and imagine it, because it's just awful, but it does happen. And these people, there are people that care nothing about anyone or anything other than their own personal pleasures and desires of themselves. They care nothing about anything else. And these are the people that get invited into the very top level of the secret society, the ones that will do that. And how do they discern whether those people are who they appear to be or not, right? So the secret society, and I'm going to go into some more depth in this, but I'm just laying the groundwork. The secret society has been in existence for centuries. Mm-hmm. We're not just talking a few years or even decades, literally centuries that this has been gaining power and influence across the world.
Back to the crusades and all that.
Yeah,
right?
way back. Yeah, hundreds of years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we have to understand that this is so embedded in everything that it's so well hidden, because they've learned over the centuries how to hide themselves. And so if you have levels of certain levels going through a society, right, and you build it all up over years with someone, right, there's this, we'll take one person and you invite them into the first level, and it's just this really great, fun organization where you kind of all work together, and it's really just this camaraderie, and we're doing good for everything, and we're changing the world, and you get in and you're all excited and you start working, gaining levels. And in the secret society, in order to gain levels all the way from 1 to 2 and all the way up to the 30s, is you have to make vows, and you have to do things in order to prove yourself, and it's very secretive. And they do this because it's people are kind of, it's kind of like we're attracted to, like secret organizations, I'm part of
Club.
this. It's a club, and it's kind of exciting, right? And so the higher level you get, the more stringent it is, and secretive, and all the way up to the very top, second to highest level, no one knows what goes on in the highest level. This is how they keep it so secret, because they have so many people that are in the organization that will deny that there's anything untoward going on at all. Oh no, there's nothing like that going on.
But nobody.
They'll argue about it.
And not everybody gets invited into that last level.
Well, that's the whole point. Yeah. Everybody all the way up to the second highest level thinks there's nothing going on at the top level.
But none of them can figure out why they don't get invited in. That's the last one, and they can't figure out why they don't get invited in.
But that's the thing, is they use the progression of advancing in levels to really get to know the person, right? So by the time you reach the 32nd degree, they know you very well. They know exactly what you will or won't do. Yeah. And so that's when they decide whether or not you're even going to get an invite into the 33rd degree. Mm-hmm. And it's like my father-in-law, who passed away, God rest his soul, he was a 32nd degree Freemason. And he even wrote a book about Freemasonry. Yeah. And he always could not figure out why he never got invited to the 33rd degree. He never got to know. You can't ask for it. You have to be invited. And he complained about it. It's like, why I never got invited to the 33rd degree. And it was because he wasn't the kind of man who would do those things that they do in the 33rd degree. And if you think about it, it's such an ingenious way to do this, because everybody up to the 32nd degree knows nothing about what they do in the 33rd. And they learn everything about you, gaining levels all the way up through 32 degrees. And by the time you get there, they know you so well that they know whether or not they want to invite you or not.
Yeah.
So they say that it's just a man's club, and there's no secrets except that they sleep around behind their wives' backs and stuff like that. There's making it sound like it's just unethical stuff they do.
Well, right. They do have the woman's side of that called the Eastern Star, and I actually got invited into the Eastern Star through Mom.
Through your mom. Yeah.
Well, went from dad to mom to me, and I didn't go to any of the meetings and wasn't really, I mean, I actually did pay my dues one year, maybe even second year, but we never went to the meetings. We never really got involved.
And
it
it's
was
all
boring.
supposed to be just this great club that does,
Yeah.
you know, they're if you're in trouble, they'll come and help you, and they give
They
so
do
many
stick together, though.
to benefit charities and do all these good things in the world, and
They
and
do.
it's all, you know, they learn exactly. They use all of that to entice people in, to get them excited about being involved, and then they learn all about your true person, who you really are inside through those levels. And that's why he never got invited, right? That's why there's a lot of, you'll find all kinds of 32nd degree Freemasons in the world that will deny that there's anything going on, or even that there is a 33rd degree, some of them, you know. And it's so when when you're looking at this, is it the elites? Well, certainly that's a classification of people that we can actually name some, right? The Freemasons, oh, definitely. The Illuminati, you know, that's kind of a conspiracy theory term, but it really is a true word for some sects of this, right? Some of the secret society, and you can call them the Illuminati because that's kind of what they're what's the word I'm looking for? It's like this, what their dreams of what they want to do, and they're being illuminated in their knowledge of, you know, power and the universe and God, and, you know, their version of God, because Satan actually appears as an angel of light, as it tells us in the scriptures. And through the videos that I've seen and the things that I've researched, I've learned that the devil, Lucifer, actually appears to them as an angel of light. He calls himself the true light. Yeah. And he says that Jesus is just a suppressor, and, you know, that he's the true God, and convinces them they don't think they're worshiping the devil. They think they're worshiping a deity. They really do. They're, for the most part, most of them have no idea. They're utterly deceived by him.
Of course, I have watched interviews with some of these people, like Bruce Springsteen, saying that he had to sell his soul to the devil.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos like that too.
I mean, that not everybody is, you know,
saying the words.
What did she say?
Janet says, I've heard of the Illuminati in the last few years. And when I was in Amway, someone mentioned the Illuminati.
Yeah.
And that's because it is a true, it's a true group of people, right?
It is.
You can call them the Illuminati, you can call them the elites, you can call them the cabal, you can call them the deep state. They're all true. They're just arms of the secret society, like the deep state in the US, right? We all know about the deep state today.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's a lot of people trying to fight the deep state and wrench power from them. And, you know, but that's just one arm of the secret society. Mm-hmm. And it's like you were saying, you know, that Bruce Springsteen and other people, and one of the things that we see all the time is that they actually flaunt it in our face. They literally flaunt it in our faces, and they
with
think
symbolism.
Yeah, they think, you know, the all-seeing eye, the hand signals. There's all kinds of things that they do, and they pretend like we're too stupid to know what they're doing. And a
lot of people don't know what they're doing.
That's true, but they act like we can't even know. We're too stupid to even figure it out. And that's what they really think.
Of course, we didn't know as much as we do now until we talked to Altian. And he kind of opened up our eyes of everything that was going on. And I just was like, you got to be kidding me. All of Hollywood, presidents.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just unbelievable.
It's so
how
deep
many people,
and so entrenched.
And then when you know what you know, you can't unknow.
Right.
Now you're looking for it, and it's all over the place.
And then, the superstar world, of entertainment, they are all part of it, or they get pushed out if they won't take part. I mean, it's so deep that I was really blown away, because I'm not the kind of person that believes in conspiracy theories, and when I saw all of, video after video after video after video of people flaunting this in our faces, and here's, so we've got the groundwork, but think about this for a second. Well, who's really behind this? Right? And what's the true agenda? Well, when we look at the world today, and we saw what they did with the vaccine passport, and we see what they did in Nazi Germany, they did the exact same thing. The media was used for disinformation, which is what they're doing right now, big time. Propaganda was used leading up to it, right? They've been preparing us for a long time. Hitler capitalized on economic woes and popular discontent, political infighting. They've been trying to create a race war. They've been trying to create division in so many different ways, to create political infighting and create division in this country and in the Western world, really. And racism was used to sway opinions. Schools were used to manipulate and program the children. That's just, all of these things are exactly what they're doing right now. The same agenda, the same MO. And, they're trying to take our guns, which I'm glad they haven't. I'm glad they haven't been able to do that here in the United States, because
there's too many bad guys that want to keep them around.
Yeah. But, this was the same exact thing that Nazi Germany did. And we see the same exact MO. And the reason is because Satan was behind that. And Satan is the same entity that's behind the secret society. And everything about their agenda is his agenda. And he's trying to destroy and cause corruption, and he wants to take the name of Jesus out of everything. He wants to destroy Jews and Christians. And that's, we're really seeing that today. Especially since the, October 7th and 23, we've seen this major shift in people's just ideals, right? Their worldviews and what they'll accept today. And we're watching people just outright blatantly talking about how killing is perfectly fine, pedophilia is fine, everything that we know to be vile, evil is okay now. With like half of the world today. It's mind-blowing how this has gone so far. But it's like God told us, though, that he sends a strong delusion to those that don't have a love for the truth, so that they will believe the lying wonders of Satan. And that's exactly what we're watching right now. Satan has been trying this for years, right? He tried with Antiochus Epiphanes. He tried with General Titus of the Roman army. He tried with Hitler. All of these things failed. He's trying to get to what he knows is true, because he knows the prophecies of the Bible. And he knows that the day is coming where he's going to rule the world. And he's so insane with jealousy of God and hatred that I think that he actually believes that somehow he'll find a way to defeat God.
It drives him, I'm sure.
He must be thinking that.
And so he wants this to happen so badly. And it's like, what we studied in our last live, right? All the false prophecies that he has in Islam, where he's got the Muslims set up so that when the prophecies of the Bible come to pass, they're going to think it's their prophecies, and they're going to think, and through those prophecies, they'll believe that they're actually going to win in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Even though when Christ returns, he's just going to wipe out the armies of the Antichrist by speaking a word. Hey, Sheila, welcome.
Shalom.
Yeah, it's been a while. Glad to see you.
I hope you're doing okay, Sheila. Love you.
You thought we weren't on YouTube anymore, are we?
Why?
Why is that? Because we've been streaming to it continually like we always have. Please, send us a message or something and tell us what you've experienced. Because
yes, please.
If YouTube is
trying to censor
us already, which I've been expecting, then I need to know that. So please do elaborate. Send a comment or send me an email or something if you wouldn't mind.
Well, sometimes you don't get notified, even though you've clicked the bell icon saying for notification, and you have to actually go to the channel
to see what's new.
To find it, to see what we're doing.
So if they're algorithming me to death on YouTube, which they've been doing forever, if they're accelerating that now,
even though we're a tiny little channel, they're still watching us.
But AI is helping them with their censorship a lot because human beings can only do so much, and they start it with the big guys, right? The little guys don't get as much attention. They've got their algorithms that check for things and they'll automatically do things. But now with AI, they're really accelerating the process. So please do, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
But so Satan has been trying this for a long time. I believe he, and like I was saying, where I stopped, he was through the prophecies of Islam. He thinks he's got all of Islam believing that they're going to win. And the Antichrist and false prophet of the Bible will be the Muslim Mahdi and the Muslim Jesus, which is prophesied to come in the end time, exactly like the Bible says the Antichrist and false prophet will do. If you missed the last live, please do check it out.
Also, he's watching us on YouTube. Yeah, and everybody's watching us on YouTube, but
you thought they had taken you off?
Huh?
Did you think they had taken you off?
No, Sheila said that she hasn't been able to. She didn't think we were on.
She thought we weren't on YouTube anymore.
She said we didn't get on the automatic on Wednesday or Sundays. We really thought you branched out somewhere. So happy to hear.
So they didn't get the notifications.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, and they do that. They do that. Even on the big channels, I think they just try to
the big channels that are against the deep state. Yeah. So they're obviously doing that to us, and like I said, it's AI that's helping them get to the little guys like us.
Yeah.
But so Satan has a fourth part of the world right now, totally and utterly deceived through Islam. And he's setting up the world. This is his next attempt, right? Antiochus Epiphanes and Titus and Hitler are just the ones that we can know. We can look at that and say, well, that was obviously Satan trying. He's trying to make the end time come about. Well, now he's trying again. But now he's taking it looks like a little slower pace, because Antiochus Epiphanes was shortly after, not very long after the time of Daniel, right? And then he tried with General Titus, and then Hitler. And so there's more time involved. Oh, excuse me. There's more time involved in him trying to set it up and make it. And it's like he's learning over the centuries and over the millennia that he can't force it, and then it's not working when he tries to push it too hard, too fast. You can kind of see that in his attempts I'm sure there's other things we don't even know about. But he's been trying, and now he's at the final stages of this plan, which has been going on for 1700 years, really. And he's pushing this to the final end now, which when we understand Bible prophecy and we understand where we're at in the timeline of God, we understand that now is the time where this time Satan will succeed. And he will bring out his antichrist and false prophet, and it's going to be forced on the world, which is, we know this from Bible prophecy.
Yeah.
The antichrist and the false prophet. And so this is what is really going on in the world. We can think about the secret society and the Freemasons and the deep state and the elites and everything they're doing. And those are all just minions. They're puppets of the devil, literally. And they're, like I said, some of them, in fact, a lot of them really think that they're doing something good. And
I think a lot of it's just their own agenda.
Yeah.
I don't
well,
even.
That's the thing, is they all are power hungry.
Yeah. They want success.
Lovers of money and lovers of power. And so that's why Satan is able to use them and deceive them so easily.
In this interview I watched of Bruce Springsteen, I'm sure it's an older one, so I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. He was telling the interviewer that he really literally had to sell his soul to the devil to get where he is. But he said, but what did he say? But his time to pay up is coming to an end. It's coming up.
It's coming soon.
He said, I have to pay for this now.
No. Yeah, and what a confession, right?
Yeah, and he confessed. Yeah, he actually said that.
Yeah.
I'm saying he actually just accepts it.
Yeah. That you have you're due, your pay up is due now.
And to think that it would be worth it, to have a few years of wanton pleasure in this life, to have an eternity of.
You can find it on YouTube.
Torture,
you look for it.
Wow.
Bruce Springsteen's interview.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just one person. There's been others like that I've heard.
Yes, there has.
And so this is what Satan is doing. And, like I said in this article, in the last 3 or 4 years, that was back in 2021, we're talking about COVID and the pushing of all of the criteria that they made us obey them, and then they're trying to force the vaccine passport on us, which would give them their digital ID that they want so bad, to give absolute control, which is what Satan will use ultimately in the end with the Antichrist. Is they will implement a digital ID. The mark of the beast will almost certainly, absolutely, is going to be a digital ID that they're going to use. It's a number that we're all assigned, right?
I really wish I knew what the 666 actually stood for,
Well, we might be able to figure it out once we know who the Antichrist is.
But don't you think everybody will have that figured out? Do you know how many millions of people understand 666 and what it stands for?
I bet they'll do, though. I bet they'll make a joke out of it. Because people will start saying it, and I bet they'll just joke about it and laugh about it as if it's so funny. Yeah, I bet you that's what's going to happen. Yeah. But, and the thing is, when we saw all this happening, we knew that it wasn't just the United States. It wasn't just Australia. It was, it wasn't just Europe. It was really across the board, all over the world, that they were doing this. And then, his Muslim army is really what he's cultivating here. And, we're seeing, this, if we look at this little picture that I have here, we've been talking about this a lot. In fact, if you watch any alt news, you'll see this being talked about a lot right now, where Muslims are invading the United States, just like they have Europe. And, right now in Europe, they're in phase 2. They're a large minority.
Oh,
and they're indignant Islam. They're threatening, they're demanding Sharia law, they're intolerant of infidels. This is, they're heading towards phase 3 very fast.
Yeah, the news, it's on the news now. People are starting to notice there's something wrong there.
It's being talked about more and more.
And they're starting to fight back, but it's too late.
Yeah, and in the U.S., this is where we're at here in phase 1. The number of Caesar from the Old Testament, I know.
The Iranians are coming across the northern border.
Yeah, from Canada,
Yeah. Janice says, I watched some YouTube video saying that 666 was a number of Caesar from the Old Testament.
There's so many false claims of what that number is that it's insane how many people are claiming to know. But we don't know yet. And we can't know yet because the Antichrist
hasn't even been revealed.
Is not in power yet. So, and there's a lot of people that claim, praetorism, that it's all happened already. And that's one of the most popular newsletters that we're going to be looking at too. But this is where we're at in the United States right now. They're in phase 1. They greatly accelerated the process with, the Biden admin opening the borders. And, the conservative numbers are that 25 million people came across our border during the Biden regime.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of those were Muslim invaders. And that's why you're seeing so much about Islam, and they're building mosques like crazy, and they're spreading throughout not just the big cities now, but they're spreading throughout Central America, rural America. They're building and they're recruiting like crazy. They're doing everything they can.
Did you say that Poland wasn't letting any immigrants?
Oh, they have a majorly closed border.
Yeah, they're the one European nation that did not open their borders. Yeah.
Wow.
And so this hasn't changed, right? They're I've shown you videos, and I'm sure if you've watched anything about this at all, you understand that their whole agenda is what Satan has promised them through their religion is that they're going to rule the world. That's their goal, is to take over the world and turn the entire world Muslim, which is what the Antichrist will force on the world.
Well, they say that.
You would be forced to be a Muslim.
They say it every time they were sitting there listening to their imam.
Yeah.
He's always saying that we are going to take over.
Yeah, and that's their agenda. And that's because Satan has promised that through their religion. And, China has been buying people from local level administrators to high level politicians for decades. Bill Gates and Soros and all the elites and all the deep staters and all the Illuminati and everybody. Yeah, all of that is true. It is happening. And, the WEF, Klaus Schwab is no longer the head.
His son is, right?
I think his son took over, yeah. But just like Soros' son has taken over his empire.
He just has to have the best name in the world, but
but Soros. You have to think about this, and you have to understand that this is literally centuries in the making. These people that are the front line, that are on the stage that you see right now, that's one thing I talk about in the Stage is Set article, is that the people that you see, that the names of, those are not the puppet masters.
No.
Those are the puppets. They're the ones that are on the stage that you can see acting this play out, right? These are the people that are the minions that are doing the bidding of the puppet master. And, there's a lot of very secretive things that I've seen so many videos since I started looking into this. It's been 5 years now, but in the last 5 years, I've seen so many videos of people And we're not talking about random people. There's some, of people that were in that as a victim and talk about it. But I'm talking about the videos of people that are very well known, very popular names that talk about these things and what's really going on and these secretive things that are happening. And it's mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because it's centuries in the making. It is so embedded into everything, especially the United States. The United States has just been built on this secret society almost. It was in the beginning, the United States was founded on Christianity, but it took zero time for the secret society to get in here. I mean, within the first few years of the founding of the United States, they were in doing their work, manipulating and building their power. It's been ever since the found. It's been 240 years, probably, right? I'm just guessing, but we're at the 250th anniversary. I'm sure they've been here the whole time working, sure. And they're deep in our government, all the way from the highest levels to school superintendents. Oh, yeah. I mean, everything in between.
School boards.
Everything. And it's because it's been so long in the making. It's been going on for so long. And and the Muslim infiltration, that's just, we only know, in fact, a lot of people only know about the recent years and what's going on, but this has been decades in the making as well. This Muslim invasion, and Qatar has been in our school books for 20 or 30 years. They've been programming all of our children. In fact, all of our children that are still in school, whether college or high school or lower, have all been programmed by the enemy. And that's why we have so much trouble with our youth.
I would never send my child to college. If they said that, I'd say learn a trade.
Yeah.
I'll pay for that.
Go to trade school.
But a 4-year college, unless you're going to be a doctor or, something like that.
But they're just going to get indoctrinated with the lies.
Yeah. College is not the place right now.
Yeah. So then, have you heard of the Great Reset? Most people heard about that back during COVID because that became a popular phrase. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to actually destroy.
Hi, Kenny.
Oh, hey, Kenny, welcome back.
I know. A lot of us have.
Yeah.
I didn't. I did trade stuff. I would take schooling for certain
I went
things.
to a trade school when I was young. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't go to college. And I think I'm happy about that. Yeah. So, but this is the Great Reset. You know what they want to do. I don't think I have any pictures of it on this page here. I have some pictures on some other articles we're going to be looking at, like when we talk about the stage being set, with where the secret society, they have the 10 commandments of the secret society, right? Which were the Georgia stones that got destroyed since everybody started knowing what they were. They destroyed them, and the 10
They're
commandments.
Not really old. They're not really old, are they?
No, well, they were decades at least old. I don't know exactly how old they were, but they'd been around for a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, the plan was to reduce the population of humanity down to 500 million.
Yeah.
500 million. Do you know how many people you have to kill to get that much of a reduction in humanity? And that's literally their plan.
I wonder why they had it in Georgia. You ever wonder that?
I know. I don't know.
Of all places.
Yeah.
You'd think
why was it there?
New York or California or something. Why Georgia?
But this is their plan, right? That's what they, and Bill Gates said that, the whole COVID thing didn't work out quite as well as they planned. And, he was really referring to the plan that they were supposed to kill a lot more of us than they did. And through the vaccines. Yeah, allegedly. Yes. I have to say that
and Annie is like, I got to protect y'all from.
Yeah. But that's, through the vaccine. And now There's so much information coming about the vaccine, especially now that Fauci's information has been made public, and all that, it was intentional, very intentional. It's a poison. It's meant to kill a lot of us, and it didn't work out as well as they planned. But why? Think about why God said no. Because if you think about what they had planned and how it all progressed, it should have worked. It really should have worked better than it did. But it didn't, because God said no. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, God has his hand in the way. When he takes it out of the way, and in Daniel 11 as well, God says no until it's time. When it's time, he's going to allow all of these plans to progress and finally bring about the end. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Jen.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah.
We didn't either. Yeah, we're what they call purebloods today. Yeah. But that's a thing of the past now. And there's enough information out there about the vaccine and how dangerous it really is that I doubt that they could do that again. I don't think they could get away with it another time.
People were sick of that.
Because people would be no way.
Well, loved ones were dying from the vaccine, so they would come out of the woodwork and say, "Absolutely not! No one take it."
Yeah. And my daughter got myocarditis from the vaccine. The doctor told her that. It's like, no, you can't deny it. Sorry, it was from the vaccine.
She knows already.
And it's,
she got two of them.
That's the thing. And I have to say this right now, because I don't remember who it was, but in our last live, somebody said that I was fear mongering. Well, I am not.
Yeah, I know.
I am not fear mongering here. I'm simply talking truth, and I'm talking about Bible prophecy, and I'm talking about what the Bible warns us of. I am warning you. I'm warning you. I am not fear mongering. I'm not here trying to get clicks. I'm not here trying to make followers. I'm here to dispel the lies of Satan. I'm here to guide people towards the truth and encourage you to get right with God right now. I don't care about fear mongering. I don't care about popularity. I care about helping people to know the truth and to understand what's really going on in the world.
I think it was Kenny from the last one. He says,
he said, I see their point. So maybe it wasn't him. But,
and he says, I wish this was a more positive study.
Yeah. But think about it, Kenny. I'm talking about the prophecies of the Bible of the last days.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of positive in that.
Yeah.
The positive in it is, if you belong to Jesus, then you don't really need to worry, because you're going to be with him in the end. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole thing. If you understand the plan of God, right, it's to gain a people to go into eternity forever and, just live in literal bliss. And if you're not part of God's family, then you're going to be destroyed. Some will be in hell and in torment forever. Some will be destroyed, and it's not a real positive thing unless you believe, unless you love God and understand his plan and understand that the reason why God is allowing mankind to rule himself is because he knows the evil that mankind is capable of.
He says, how much time do you think we have left?
I think we're waiting for the confirmation of the covenant to happen pretty much any time now. So that would be 7 years.
For the Abraham Accords.
When that happens.
Talking about that again.
Yeah. The Abraham Accords.
Yeah. The Abraham Accords.
But we can't know until that's
the two-state
signed.
solution that they're trying to force upon Israel. Because if you think about what the confirmation of the covenant is, I don't know if you saw that or not, Kenny, but the confirmation of the covenant is the covenant that God made with Abraham. And the covenant that God made with Abraham was that your seed would be a people, a mighty nation, and the borders of it will be between the Nile and the Euphrates. That was the covenant that God made with Abraham that's referred to in Daniel 9, where he, the Antichrist, will be one of many that confirms the covenant. And so if it's a two-state solution that they force upon Israel, well, if they draw the borders of Palestine, they're going to have to draw the borders of Israel. And they're going to have to give her the right to exist, which will be the confirmation of the covenant. And remember, in Daniel 11, they're going to mischievously try to use the covenant to do some alternate thing, but it doesn't work because God says no. And that's just the cool part is, God's allowing mankind to live as wickedly as he wants right now. And he's going to destroy the wicked in the end. And then take those that love him into eternity.
Kenny said, I have a strong bond with God, but I enjoy studying more about what makes him so great. Oh, we do that. We do that. He said,
we're in the end times right now, and people need to know the truth, and they need to know what's going to happen so we can all be prepared.
Exactly. As Jesus told us, we should watch and be prepared.
He said, if we don't know, then why live in constant fear?
And I don't know what you mean by that, because I don't teach to live in fear. We should not be in fear. We should be studying and understand what's going on, and then be some of the people that understand among the people in the last days that are instructing many, right? Which is what it talks about in Daniel.
But if we knew that a tornado was coming into our town, we would board up, we would get food, we would get plenty of water,
and
make sure we're checking with all of our neighbors and everything. It's being prepared. But we talk all the time about how good God is and how loving he is and how much he loves us. We talk about,
and that's the thing, if I knew a tornado was coming and I knew you were sitting in your backyard, had no idea, it would be awful of me not to tell you. And you might sit there and go, oh, come on, Dan, you're just fear mongering.
It's preparation.
But no, I am trying to prepare you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you watch and be prepared as Jesus told us to. And, God is going to allow these things to progress in the end, because all of this must come to pass, as the scriptures say. And when the end comes, God's literally going to destroy the wicked, and he's going to recreate all of heaven and the earth. And we're going to live in literal bliss forever. I mean, that's the end of the story is really, really good, right? I mean, it's awesome. We can't even imagine living in bliss, but it's literally going to be that.
We won't have to put up with any of this garbage anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's time to get right with God, right? We're not, I don't say these things to cause fear. I say these things to warn, to educate, right? Because we need to know this. We need to know what's coming to be prepared for it. As Jesus said, we need to watch and be prepared lest we get caught naked, right? Jesus said those words.
Yeah.
He said, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. We're going to get caught with our pants down if we're not studying prophecy and knowing and understanding what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I do this.
But we have joy. We have peace and joy.
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried.
No, I don't have fear.
I'm not worried at all.
I'm glad I know what's coming, but
yeah. I know what's happening in the world, and the biggest, tell me this, right? What causes the most anxiety and terror other than the unknown?
Right.
If you know something bad is coming, but you don't know what it is, don't know what's going on, that causes more terror than knowing what's about to happen.
Like when COVID hit and everyone's going, what is going on here?
Yeah, people were terrified. Yeah. But when we know and understand the prophecies of the Bible, and we can put the pieces together and see how the modern world fits the end time prophecy picture perfectly. We know we're there, and we know what's about to happen, and that's the whole thing. That's the whole reason for all of this.
Yeah.
So, and it's really important to understand that Satan is not some dumb, evil spirit flitting about, lying and whispering in people's ears, trying to get them to stumble. No, he's a very powerful fallen angel that has infiltrated our societies and taken control of our governments and has almost complete control of this world right now. Yeah. We need to know that. We need to understand that, because that's the truth. And when you know that, when you know what's going on, it's a much more relaxing thing to think about, especially if you know God, if you're one of his children and you love him and you've repented and turned to him in obedience, and obeyed the gospel, then you're his and you have absolutely nothing to worry about.
Right.
The thing is, people say, well, what if we die a horrible death? Well, we already know that we're going to die.
At some point.
Everybody is going to die. That's just part of this life after sin, right? We weren't made to die. We were made to live forever. That's why death is so hard for us to handle. But we know mentally, we know we're going to die. So if you're going to die and go to be with the Lord when you die, that's not a fearful thing.
Positive part.
That's not a fearful thing at all.
Yeah.
But, and we have to understand that this is a raging battle taking place in the world right now, right? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is a battle that we need to be a part of.
Yeah.
God didn't call us to be sitting on the sidelines or sitting in a pew or sitting in a, and watching. We're supposed to be soldiers in the army. That's what we're doing right here, right now.
Yeah.
We're instructing, we're educating, we're helping people to understand what's going on.
So instead of being afraid, we can get busy and prepare.
Exactly. So I already told you about Kylie and all of that, and then, the thing about the Freemasons is, I was blown away, because you hear about Freemasons all over the place, and, all the way up to the 32nd degree, they deny that anything bad goes on in there. And it's only those, by the time they get to the 32nd degree, only those that they know will love what they do there ever gets an invite to the 33rd degree. Yeah.
And the ones that go all the way to 32nd and don't get invited to 33rd, they just stick up for each other so much. They're so committed to each other.
That's how they keep it shrouded in such secrecy, because all the way to the 32nd degree, it's just a club. It's just, it's a great thing.
And of course, they did have a secret handshake. And of course, our dad had to show us what it was.
Secret handshake,
maybe that's what they could be trusted.
When you think about that and understand that, you understand what a perfect facade that is. How it's so well guards their true identity. Because the vast majority of people involved know nothing.
That's true. Because a lot of people just think it's mumbo jumbo.
Yeah. So then, if there's a conspiracy and we talk about it, does that make us conspiracy theorists? I mean, if it's real, we're discussing facts. We're not theorizing. If we speculate, then it's theory, right? But if there's fact, it is not a conspiracy
we
theory.
know too much to not believe it.
Yeah, that's
So
the thing is, after all the research that I've done, there's no going back now.
And talking
it's
personally with
fact.
somebody who went through it and God got them out of it, and now they were spreading the word. And I think if that video is still there, I'll be surprised. But I thought you had it on your website.
Well, I can put it on my website if somebody wants to see it. All you got to do is ask, and I'll put it up. But because I made a recording of it. So, but the devil has his fingers in all kinds of things. The Freemasons, Buddhists, Muslims, Catholicism, that it's all part of the devil's work. And that's, when you understand how he really has almost complete control of this world right now. That's why he's trying so hard to destroy Jews and Christians. He hates us. And he wants to destroy us because we're God's people. And he wants to get rid of us. He wants to utterly wipe us out. But God is not going to allow him to do that. The devil, through the Antichrist, will be making war with the saints, as the Bible tells us. And he's going to prosper in that. He's going to succeed greatly. There's going to be a lot of martyrs for Christ during the reign of the Antichrist. Right. But there's going to be many that are still here doing the work of God, soldiering on through that whole thing. And God is going to keep those people alive and keep them safe so they can continue to do his work. Yeah. And then, as I note in here, I already concluded long ago that Satan has the they under his spell and using high-level people all over the world, right? But now I know a lot more about his organization and this multifaceted facade that I can now name, right? Now I can put a name on it. I can actually tell you what it is. It's the secret society. That's the Freemasons are the way they recruit all the way up through ranks to determine who will be one of them. And then, he's hidden witchcraft, right? And it's gaining in popularity. There's just so much going on that in the dark side of the world, right? That we have no, it would, I couldn't even, if I knew, I know what's going on, but if I knew the extent of it, it would probably, I would be depressed, It's so bad. I know it's so bad that there's literally millions of children being sex trafficked and women that are being abused all over the world, and just these, and it's not just men. There's women involved in all of this, they're just as power hungry as men. So who is they? Is all of the above, right? They're all the same people. They're in league with each other. They're, and like I said, they've structured the facade so well, 90% of the people are ignorant of the reality going on, right? Most of the vast majority of the people involved in all of their schemes and plans don't really even know what's really going on or what the true agenda is. A lot of them are convinced that there's some agenda that they're working for, and they're convinced that agenda is good and they're working for that. A lot of them are just totally and utterly deceived. And then there's the ones that are forced and bribed. Some people just don't care at all. And if you pay them, they'll do anything, And so they're so deep. They're so deep. Mm-hmm. But here, and no marvel. And here, in the secret society, they don't even, some of them do know that they're worshiping Lucifer, but some of them think that they're worshiping a god, because Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Mm-hmm.
And the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. He's got them so deceived, and they don't even know it. And it's the power and signs and lying wonders. Power and signs and lying wonders, that's not just some little insignificant thing. That's a very powerful thing being talked about in 2 Thessalonians. And then God himself will send a strong delusion that they would believe the lying wonders of Satan.
Why do you think God chooses to do that instead of just allowing Satan to just keep being a sneaky snake like he is?
Well, it's because
he actually does that.
It's
That's
because
a good question.
It's because in the end, God is accelerating the process. Because remember, Jesus said that if the days weren't shortened, that no flesh would be saved. God is accelerating things at the end. Otherwise, there would be none saved. It would be utter destruction.
We'd blow ourselves up.
And even the lies of Satan.
So that's why God puts a delusion into people's heads?
Because they don't love the truth anyway. He knows they're not going to be saved anyway.
Oh.
So he causes a strong delusion that they will believe the lying wonders of Satan, so that the end time will be accelerated and it will come quickly. That's why. Because otherwise it would stretch out long, and Satan might even succeed in turning the world against Jews and Christians, right? And wiping us all out and taking Jesus out of the world completely. You know, he's not going to allow that to happen.
Yeah, because there's going to be souls saved through this process.
Yeah. Exactly. People like us showing the truth, dispelling the lies, will help people to be saved in these last days. Yeah. So a couple things about the Antichrist in Daniel 11. You know, the Antichrist will make a league with them and work deceitfully. He's going to do according to his will and exalt himself and magnify himself above every god. The Antichrist is going to take over the world, and he's going to sit in the temple of God claiming to be God. I don't have 2 Thessalonians. I do up here. Well, I didn't include that, but I'll show you, because, you know, the Antichrist is actually going to claim to be God. He's going to sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. That's the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet that Jesus referred to. The Antichrist will sit in the temple, the rebuilt temple, after he stops the sacrifice and oblation of the Jews, and he's going to sit there and say, I'm God, and he's going to mock God sitting in the temple.
That's not good.
No.
Yeah, but he's going to make a league with them. Then he's almost certainly part of the secret society. And he's going to be the one chosen by Satan to rule the world. Yeah. And he's, you know, and he won't regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor the regard any God, and he'll magnify himself above all. This is a man who, like I said, I can't say this is a fact because it hasn't happened yet, but it's a certainty in my mind that he's going to be a Muslim. And he's not going to be a true Muslim. He's not going to regard the God of his fathers. He's going to be a fake Muslim. And he's going to be part of the secret society, and he's going to honor the God of forces, a God whom his fathers knew not. And he's going to make plans, and he's going to make these deals with people and make a league with them and work deceitfully. And that's we're going to see all of this happen.
So I got a question. So he shall be honored, the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not. But don't they know the devil?
Well, his fathers were Muslim.
But that's who their God is.
They
The
don't
devil.
know.
They don't know. They just think it's Allah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
So
moon God. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So we're, like I said, it's almost absolute certainty that he's going to be a Muslim when we look at the world and the prophecies of the Bible and how they're coming together very quickly. So am I asking you to believe the Freemasons and their secret society are worshiping Satan and that they are agents of the devil, plan to kill as many of us as possible and take over the world?
Sounds pretty crazy to
They're
me.
they we know to be working in high places, well, you do the research and you decide for yourself, right? That's what I did when I learned about this.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch the
That
videos
video,
that
yeah.
I'm referring to, just send me a comment, right? Send me an email, and I'll be glad to put them up for you. Because they're really good. It's 5 hours long, but it's so worth it.
It is really
I've
something.
watched it more than once. So, yeah.
It was really good.
So we know that all of these things are about to come to pass with the Antichrist and all of the prophecies of the Bible, because the Bible tells us that it's going to come to pass. And there is a war raging all around us.
Your email? Oh, we will run that. I'll put that up, Sheila.
Yeah.
It's on the banner.
Yeah, we'll put the banner up real quick.
Yeah.
And
it's on
please
the banner. Email.
So
please
the devil and his minions are very, very busy. This is what I conclude with, right? The devil and his minions are very, very busy. Why aren't we?
Yeah.
We're the children of God. We're the soldiers in his army fighting this battle on this earth. What are we doing? Why are you not busy fighting the battle with us? That's what I ask. Why not? We're supposed to be a soldier fighting this battle. Let's fight it
together.
Yes.
So it would be email. It's coming.
Yeah, it's on the banner.
On the banner.
So next time,
email Dan at prophecyandtruth.com.
Yeah.
Email Dan at prophecyandtruth.com.
Yeah, so that's my direct email.
Yes.
And then next time we're going to talk about the stage being set and who is the true head of the snake, who's the puppet master. This article, of course, you can find it on videos.prophecyandtruth.com. Just scroll down it's about a third of the way down to who is they. Click on the document, watch the video. There's more links to things. And at the bottom of it, definitely, use that as a starting point to start your own research, right? There's lots of information out there. It can be found because I found it. I found lots of video. I found lots of documentation.
Yeah.
And, I don't just spout things and put things in a document and say it's true until I have proven it to be true for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I expect everyone else to do the same. I don't expect you to just believe me. I want you to read the Bible and understand God and his prophecies and research it for yourself. And then all of the things that are going on in the world, they can be found out. And I believe that God led me down this road, showed me this truth.
Yeah.
And if you truly seek it, I'm sure God will for you too. No doubt.
Oh, Jody said it was still there in October. The video?
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She said she shared it then.
Okay. I'm gonna
awesome.
I'm gonna just say that if people want to see it, just let me know and I will put it up for them.
Oh,
So because
okay.
because of the fact that, I mean, there's a lot of people that understand what's going on in the world. I'm just going to say this as a closing remark. Why I'm not going to promote the man that made the video.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that understand what's going on in the world and are utterly deceived about Bible prophecy and scriptural truth.
Yeah.
And like we said, I was in touch with him for quite some time. And I found out that he is utterly deceived when it comes to Bible prophecy.
Yeah.
But he really did have an experience with the secret society.
Yeah,
and he shows a lot of that in the video. So I'll just close out with that.
I don't think he really talks about what he believes, though.
Not
he
a lot.
God that,
not a lot in the video, but he does promote Jesus.
Yes.
And but he's totally confused and deceived about prophecy. He's one of those people that thinks that's already happened.
Yeah.
You know, and that's absolutely 100% provable that it is not. It has not happened yet.
Preterism, right?
Yeah.
That's what he believes.
So that's that. I'm going to talk about the news a little bit, but let's look at when is the end of the world a little bit real quick, because we don't show this very often anymore, but we just had a 7.5.
Yes.
And a 7 point. In fact, these just now happened.
At like 6 tonight.
This was today.
Yes.
Just right after we started, or just before we started this Bible study.
And then they had another one.
A 7.5 and a 7.2 in Venezuela.
They just had 2
These
tonight.
Are massive, and they're inland. They're on the coast.
Oh.
There's going to be some major devastation. No, they're inland.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It might cause tsunamis going the other direction through the Caribbean Sea, maybe through the Caribbean Sea. Yeah. Maybe the Caribbean islands will get some waves from it, but it's inland. So there's major devastation in Venezuela right now.
Wow.
Guaranteed.
And back to back. It's back to back.
Yeah, 7.2 and a 7.5, 1 minute apart.
And a 6.9 and
we're going to hear about that.
Huh?
Maybe it's an aftershock.
Oh, not a 7.5.
No. Yeah, no,
that's not an aftershock.
2 really bad
that's
back to
major,
back. Because we just found out. We were sitting here getting ready for Bible study, and we heard there was a 7.2.
Well, now we saw it, and then there's
there's a 7.5.
Yeah, and then we even have a 6.9 in Japan. I mean,
tonight.
This was yes at
tonight
at 6:30 today, when we started the Bible study. Yeah,
3.
So
huge
major earthquakes. You have to understand a 5 will shake your house, and dishes will rattle, and things will move around. Each order of magnitude is 10 times stronger. So if you're going from a 5 to a 6 will be stuff falling off and just damage your house falling apart.
Yes.
A 7 is 10 times stronger than that. I mean, we're talking major earthquake.
Yeah.
And 2 of them back to back right in the same spot there. Venezuela just got hit hard. We're going to see it on the news.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
We will. Yeah. There's going to be videos. Oh, yes. Because the one that happened in the Philippines or whatever, that was like a 7.8
well, there was one that
something.
happened down here. Yeah.
That was
a high 7s. Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely on the news.
And this being in Venezuela, because Venezuela is a big part of news in the U.S. right now.
Especially when we got our oil.
Yeah, that's going to make the news, I'm sure.
Our oil, I should say, but I'm not even going to get into that.
But I mean, and why do we talk about earthquakes? Because it's part of the signs that Jesus gave us that would herald his coming.
Can you show it? Because people are going to say, where is that? Where does it say that?
Oh, well, I've got a article on it that shows you where it is in scripture. If you go to BibleProphecyandTruth.com, and scroll about 2/3 of the way down the home page to where you see this picture. Or you can just, if you're watching this video, that's the link right there. But if you look at this article,
with the
you have to click on it. Yeah. And it has the scriptures that you need to read to understand and see the signs that he gave, the signs that we talk about and that we talk about in this, the videos and the article. There's a video that you can watch, videos that I did, and then a playlist where Diane did a video for each one of the signs.
Every single sign.
Yeah.
And
So
if you have not seen that playlist,
you need to
watch the playlist.
So there's a link to it right on the top of this page. And then I go through all of the signs that he gave us. And he said, this generation shall not pass away. When we see these signs, this generation shall not pass away, he said. So the generation that's alive at the time all of the signs are happening will not grow old and die.
Right.
We're seeing all of the signs right now. And, massive increase in earthquakes. Look at this. I mean, 200,000 is unheard of, happened in 2020.
It's this generation.
And we're ramping back up, all of the things that, the pestilences, the signs in the sun, moon, and stars, the heavens, which includes our atmosphere, solar storms, all of that. It's just everything is increasing. You can see from these charts that around the 1950s, 60s, 70s, everything just starts ramping up. We're the generation right now. There's no doubt. Absolutely no doubt about it. I've got tons and tons and tons of information. And then Enoch's 10 Weeks, that's another of the most popular newsletters that I'm going to talk about in this series. It's fascinating. There's a lot of other information that we have in the Bible that corroborates all of this, the 6,000-year plan of God, and we're at the end of 6,000 years right now. And there's no doubt whatsoever. So definitely check that out. And I think when we're done with this series, we'll do another live on when is the end.
Yeah.
Because we're so there. So let's talk about what's going on in the news a little bit now. Because the news today is so relevant to biblical prophecy, because this is not a news channel. We're not a news podcast, but we talk about the news because it's so relevant to biblical prophecy and what's going on in the world right now and the prophecies that God gave us. And, he said it would be as the days of Lot and the days of Noah, and all of the LGBT stuff that's, we're being forced to be okay with, is just like Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah, and then, we're watching the armies of the devil taking over the world, leading up to when he's going to actually rule the world. And, we're watching how Islam has taken over Paris and France, or all of France, really, and England and Germany and Scotland and Norway, Ireland, and Italy, and just all of Europe is being taken over by the Muslims right now. So when we see all of this, it shows us how close we are to the devil taking over the world. His only obstacle left is the United States. And he's well on his way. He's been trying to break it. Poland. Poland isn't that much of an obstacle, though.
No, they're not, but they are so shut off from it. When I was talking to Sachi, she said she had never seen even a black person in Poland. And then when they saw him, she said everybody just was staring at him. They think because they came from Haiti or Africa or someplace like that.
But yeah, they're very
very shut off from the world in Poland right now, at least right now. I mean,
Yeah, so they don't have Muslims taking over there.
No.
But it's happening big time. And so this is just a quick video. Let me show you real fast.
I'm starting to think this whole thing might not be about the music. Live streamer Clavicular took a walk around Paris and immediately began noticing
interesting demographics, I'll say that. Yeah, this is not safe.
Yeah, welcome to Europe, mate. Fête de la musique, then.
La fête de la musique est lancée partout en France.
Fête de la musique now.
Wow.
Multiple syringe attacks happened again, with one man roaming around with needles on his belt. Women were again targeted, one being awed after a needle attack and another losing consciousness. Where were the police in all this, you might ask? They made 248 arrests, and now they've been told no more arrests for weeks because prosecutors are so overwhelmed. The police and the media came out afterwards and said that the event took place with no major incidents. Yeah, this is how low we've sunk, to the point where this level of chaos is considered normal and acceptable.
Yeah, so what did we just talk about?
Jeez.
We just talked about who is they.
Yeah.
Right? Who is they? Who are these people? They are the ones responsible for the police doing nothing. They're the ones responsible for allowing this invasion to happen all over Europe and allowing it to happen here in the United States. It's the they that are doing all of that. It's Satan ultimately behind it. And we know the whole agenda. We know the agenda of Satan.
Sheila said, we go to church on Sundays. They never mention the current state of affairs. I'm surprised our Christian brothers and sisters are clueless.
Wow,
it is sad.
It is sad.
And Sheila, that's not an unusual thing. Churches don't teach on it because they want to be positive.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't want to do that because they don't want to scare off their congregation if they. That's what I think.
They mostly just want to only say what's going to help increase their congregation. They don't teach truth because, you know, like people were saying, somebody was saying in our last live that, you know, I'm fear mongering, you know. No, I'm telling you the truth, because if you call yourself a Christian, you need to be prepared for the days that are coming.
Yeah, because other people are just like, people are crazy today, and they just,
I know,
they shrug it off.
They just let it roll off their back like nothing. It's like,
and you can't ignore. You can't ignore. Yeah.
Yeah, and we know why people are crazy, because what is a delusional person?
Insane.
Crazy. And God sends a strong delusion that they would believe the lying wonders of Satan.
It's insanity.
And that's why they are crazy, literally. Yeah. So, I mean, this is all relevant because we're literally watching the world being transformed into what the Antichrist is going to rule. Yeah. Police arrest a street preacher at a public park during
Here's the police.
Well, guess where this is?
Florida.
Lakeland, Florida.
Lakeland. Yeah.
And it's a preacher getting arrested for preaching Jesus, and they were at the Pride event, right? So they were preaching against being gay, I'm sure. So this is happening right here in the United States. They're arresting people for preaching God's word.
It's like, where are the police when there's people rioting and sticking people with needles? Oh, they're arresting this.
They're arresting Christians. And so if you think that the United States is too far behind Europe, that we'll never catch up, and think again.
Or Florida.
Because we're getting close to that already.
People think when they come down to Florida that, oh, it's just so much better there. Well, it isn't going to stay that way. I can promise you that.
Because all those crazy people are coming from other
exactly.
Yeah. Going to turn
infiltrating our precious state down here.
Yeah. And then, you know, I've talked about the jizya in the past, right? Where this is part of Sharia law. It's part of Muslim culture, right? If you're non-Muslim, they might let you live, But the only way you can live is if you pay them tax, right? You pay them the jizya. And so you basically become their slave. And you work to pay them so they'll keep you alive. This is the true Islam. This is Islam when they're a majority. They're wiping people out, slaughtering people because they're Christian. Yeah.
What does that say in red? We are doing this because
Our religion taught us to do so.
Oh.
Yeah, our religion taught to do so, yeah. Because Islam teaches to do that. Yeah. This is why so many, men that love violence love Islam. Because it gives them a license to be violent in the name of God.
Remember when they were doing the Hamas, when everybody was sticking up for Gaza and all that was happening a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What were they doing? Being violent?
Yeah.
And rioting and blowing businesses
burning
up.
Cities down practically. Yeah.
They were sticking up. They were unified in Islam.
And their violence.
And they were violent and rioting.
Like all the people that are, rioting for Palestine.
And what are these elderly people doing at the abortion clinics? Singing hymns and praying.
And they're getting arrested. Yeah. So, we've got to understand that devil has so much going on in the world. And like I said, the devil and his minions are very, very busy. Why aren't we? And I know today's churchianity teaches just all you need to do is go sit in a pew, sing some hymns and listen to the sermon, and that's all. Now, God calls us to a much greater calling than that, but they don't teach you that in the church. That's why I'm constantly recommending and pushing, demanding that you read the Bible for yourself. Otherwise, how are you going to know the truth? How are you going to know the lies you're being taught? Yeah.
And not just like opening it up, just read it
cover
from
to
cover to cover.
Yeah. The blood of our brothers and sisters in Christ is crying out. The world is looking away. We're talking about the DR Congo, the Christians being beheaded, executed. Over 1,200 believers have been massacred since December 2024. Deny Christ or die is what Muslims are demanding. This is what the Antichrist is going to do. When the mark of the beast is implemented in the last 3.5 years, in order to get the mark, you're going to have to make an oath or deny Christ or pledge yourself to the Antichrist, some kind of oath. And if they know you're a Christian, they're going to demand that you denounce Jesus Christ in order to do that. And if you do so, you will not be saved. So let me say that again. If you do so, you will not be saved.
Right.
You will be damned if you do that.
End of the road.
So, yes, it's like I said before, everybody's going to die. We all know we're going to die. So if you say, well, I don't want to die, well, you're going to anyway. If you die for Christ, it's gain, as the Apostle Paul told us. It is gain. Then you're no longer going to be in misery in this miserable world that man has created for himself. Mankind ruling the world is awful.
Yeah, look how bad it's getting.
Yeah, there's no denying that. You can't just live in a state of denial.
Yeah. And in Nigeria, ISIS terrorists slaughtered dozens as they bowed in prayer. A beloved math teacher and 8 other Christians beheaded. 50 innocent children, most under age of 5, were abducted because they're slavers. You have to remember that Islam is a slaver religion. They take slaves today. In the modern world, they are slavers. But nobody's upset about that, which is absolutely
nobody
crazy.
wants to know about it.
Yeah, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
This is the devil's religion. We have to understand that. Iran sentenced a female singer to 74 lashes because she sung without a hijab on. 74 lashes. The government.
Who does it give a name of who she is?
Parastu Ahmadi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 74 lashes from the government because she dared to sing without her head covered. Yeah.
Now, if she would just love God and do that for God, it would have been well worth it.
Right. But she's doing that
all in vain.
She's doing that to fight against her religion.
She's protesting against it.
Yeah. Protesting Islam. Now, it would be awesome if she was a Christian, but I'm sure it doesn't mention that, so probably not. Yeah. On to the Iranian front. I mean, this is like, it's so back and forth.
I'm
it's
very
so
bored.
Depending on what news agency you read, you'll get different stories. So here's the rundown of what's recent, just real quick. Vance claims that Iran agreed to key concessions, which is that Iran will allow nuclear inspectors. And of course, Iran denies that that was part of the agreement.
Yes.
And then Trump was questioned about that. Like, so when is this going to start? Where you're going to get inspectors over there. And he said, well, I can't say, but we're in no rush.
Well, because you remember the 60-day memorandum is a 60-day window to do the things that initially agreed upon and then agree upon everything else and get it all straightened out before the end of the 60 days. That's what's going on right now. It's not a full agreement yet until they iron out all the little wrinkles that they need to get done. Yeah. But so Iran is now pushing to include Gaza in this nuke deal.
Okay. So you draw the borders. Come on, let's draw the borders.
Two-state solution coming soon, I see. Yeah. Here. I think, Kenny, I don't know if you're still here with us, but you asked how soon I thought it would be. I think this is going to happen any day now.
I think by the end of summer.
Really?
I said, it could be during the fall.
I see by midterms.
Well, I still think that it's going to come during
which would be fall.
The feasts of Israel during around the trumpets. The Feast of Trumpets, which is in the fall typically, and they're on a lunar calendar, so it's not always the same as on our Gregorian calendar, but it's around the fall time period.
So that would be November?
September, October, November.
Is that fall in the Middle East, or is that the fall in Canada?
Huh?
Well, that would be fall in the linear. What are the grid lines across the U.S.? The longitude, latitude, the same latitude as Israel, which is pretty much the same as ours. So when it's fall here, it's fall in Israel.
Okay.
So our fall.
Midterms.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, I was off in my guess.
That would only be
in 2025.
If it happens this year,
I really think we could really see it this year. Yeah. That's not a prophecy or anything. That's just a hopeful guess is what it is. But with everything going on right now, wow, are we so there?
I know. We couldn't even imagine a year ago that things would be the way they are now.
I know, right?
No, it's not going to happen in 25.
Yeah. Now we're looking at this acceleration of events. Yeah.
Yeah.
Israel's under pressure to withdraw from parts of Lebanon. But of course, they say we're going to remain in Lebanon as long as we need to protect our people. And I sure understand that, right? If we were being attacked by Canada, we would be going in there with our military and saying, no, you're going to stop or we're going to wipe you out. You know, why are we telling Israel they can't protect themselves? Well, because Trump wants to get this peace deal signed so badly, you know. So he's trying to force them to capitulate. Well, as long as I think I have a thing, you know, we're getting closer, but you know, as long as Lebanon, or Hezbollah really is in Lebanon firing missiles at Israel, why are they going to stop? Yeah. Iran and U.S. moving closer to final agreement. You know, it's just the defense minister of Israel vows to defy the U.S. demands because, why are they going to stop defending themselves? Well, let's just let them rain, hail, fire, hellfire down on us, right? You know, why are we going to just do that? I totally agree, right?
Well, they're not doing anything in that area of northern Israel. They're not doing anything. Kids are not going to school. Nobody lives there anymore because they're firing missiles in that area.
And here's the thing. Here's what I see happening here. Trump's getting angry with Netanyahu.
Yeah.
And Trump was against a two-state solution. And I say was because all of this, I can see him leaning towards a two-state solution more and more.
Just to get it done.
They're going to force Israel to comply. And they're going to bring international forces in and around Jerusalem to force the peace, as Jesus said would happen before the Antichrist takes over, that there would be armies around Jerusalem. Yeah.
So the first 3.5 years is going to start then.
Yeah. I can see this happening so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Israel's being targeted by Iran's evil empire, even as we dream of peace on all frontiers. You know, that's the thing is, you know, Hezbollah is just one of the factions of Iran. That's why they're trying to include it in the deal, because they got to protect their only resource to attacking Israel at this point. Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, the golden boy, the jihadi in a suit is, you know, oh, well, no, we can't do anything to help with this. We can't help protect Israel.
They better. Somebody in Iran needs to do what they got to do with Hezbollah because.
Well, Hezbollah is Iran.
I know.
He's not.
They need to go over there and stop them.
Oh, well, they don't want to stop them. That's the whole point. That's why they want Hezbollah to be protected by the deal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this evil monster that's, you know, rubbing elbows with all world leaders now.
He's been in the White House.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's too close to home.
Yeah. And then, I don't know if you heard or not, but there were some Republicans that flipped in the Senate and voted for the war powers resolution to stop Trump from being able to attack Iran.
Let me guess, Rand Paul.
So he just said it helps the enemy, right? Because it took away his leverage. If he can't bomb them again, then they're going to just laugh in our face and flip us the bird, right? Yeah. So, yeah. And then, you know, in Tehran, excuse me. Tehran, that place in Iran or Iran, or however you want to pronounce it.
Iran.
In a Friday sermon,
it's
Muslim
Iran.
cleric says that Iran has defeated the U.S. and Israel. And the crowd screams, "Death to America."
Nice.
Imagine that.
And death to England. Wow.
Yeah.
That's where all their brothers and sisters live right now, is in England.
Well, their brothers and sisters are there destroying England. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're going to get destroyed by the other friends and relatives that are bombing England and fighting, and people there. They're going to go, "Oh, I just hit my brother."
They don't care though. They have no value.
That's, there's
in
90
human life
million,
at
there's
all.
90 million people in Iran.
There's
There's
a lot of
Yes.
people.
the people
Yes.
protesting are a small percentage.
Oh yeah.
Most of them are all for the regime, all for Muslims doing what Muslims do. Yeah. Iran uses the 60-day negotiation window to consolidate gains, of course, because that's what they always do. They delay, and recoup and regain their power. And that's all they're doing with this 60-day memorandum is just
Well, they have a couple
going to use
months
it to gain as
before
much
fall.
as they can.
What do you think is gonna? I mean, what do you think would? How do I ask it? What do you think would be a positive thing for them if by them waiting 60 days?
Well, they're gonna build more missiles. They're gonna try to gain ground in the negotiations. They're getting assistance from Russia and China.
Yeah.
So, they're just gonna try to recoup some of their losses during that 60-day window and have more ability to fight back.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
It makes me wonder then, is this really going to happen?
Is the deal going to be signed in 60 days?
No.
I'm going to tell you right now, absolutely not.
No.
There's no way they're going to sign this deal in 60 days.
It's going to have to be forced. They're going to do it with armies, and then we're going to see Bible prophecy.
Trump's going to find some loophole to be able to attack him anyway, I'm sure.
Then he's
and
going
all
to
these other countries are going to come to our aid, and then we'll have the military backup to force the peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know that there were so many countries right now that are saying that they are ready to put armies there? They're ready to go.
The Board of Peace already is recruiting international armies to go into Israel. So Lainey said, it will always be Iran to me because of Vince Vance and the Valiants. I don't know what that is, but that's funny. You know what that is? Vince Vance and the Valiants?
It's singers.
Vince Vance and Valiants.
It's always Iran to me.
But that's a Western. The people who live there call it Iran.
Yeah, but I don't care. I don't have
you don't have a pronunciation problem.
I don't have that accent.
I mean, you definitely have a pronunciation problem.
But I have the pronunciation police to keep me in line. So we're running out of time. I'm going to rush through the remaining news that we have here.
That's right. You better know it.
The pronunciation police will keep me pronouncing things right.
Iran. Bob Baran.
Oh, Bob Baran.
Barbara. It's Barbara. Barbara Ann.
Barbara Ann.
Not Bob Baran.
I know. Bob Baran.
Her name is Barbara
Achille
Ann.
Mimbe.
So anyway,
he knows how to say Achille Mimbe, though.
Like I said,
Achille Mimbe.
I am going to get through the news now, so I'm going to rush. So here's Higby, or wait, no, what's his name? Higby. Okay, yeah, saying the same thing that I've been saying, that it's, I didn't come up with all this, of course, but I've heard it a lot, and I believe it's true that Trump's plan all along was to shrink China's global influence, right? Depriving them of 25% of their oil, which they were getting dirt cheap from Iran, and then all the exports, and then all the OPEC alliance, all of that, Trump's killing it all off. That was the plan all along, to go in there and do these things. So I truly believe that's true. And then, of course, war right around the corner, because China is hurting big time. And they had a guest on there that was a high-level intelligence
Wait a minute.
Guest.
When is this podcast? What is this show?
I watched it yesterday.
Huh.
So yeah,
I'll
you
have
missed
to
it, I
look
guess.
for it.
But yeah, I mean, and I'm not fear mongering here. There's the sixth trumpet in the Bible
I know.
that talks about a third part of mankind being killed in this war. And I believe that that's the war that's coming.
Yeah,
And it's going to be China involved because of everything about the prophecy. I can see China in there big time in John's description. You know, this is not fear mongering. This is informing people. This is warning you of what's coming. We know that this war is going to happen. This is not a conspiracy. People talking about World War III are conspiracy. We're talking about biblical prophecy here.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
So it's better not to live.
Yeah, you're gonna see things. You're gonna hear things that you're gonna see and hear from us. You might as well get it from us because it relates to the Bible and prophecy.
Yeah, and it's, you know, we don't live in fear. We live in knowledge. We understand what's happening when we see these things. When you see all of these things happen,
we're rejoicing and waiting on the
faith
Lord.
Building that's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, Jesus said, I tell you now before it comes to pass. So when it comes to pass, you will know and believe. These prophecies are for people like everyone watching this show that's still sitting on the fence. When you see all this happen, you're going to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing this. So that you will believe and understand. So, you know, the deep state, the world is imploding around them. Activation word confirmed. The storm is on the way. You know, they are desperate right now. Desperate. And what they do might just be what kicks off this war ultimately. The one that ends up being World War III and the sixth trumpet. Yeah, it'll be them doing anything possible to regain their power because that's all they care about. Yeah. If you don't hate the deep state, what's wrong with you? I mean, really, we're not supposed to hate people, but I sure hate the evil that men do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I do. I wish they would all turn to the Lord Jesus. All that would be over. They'd be done. You know, the Trump ordered the DOJ to probe oil firms because of price gouging. Because you know how gas price is supposed to be going down right now. The price per barrel is plummeting.
It ain't going down in Florida.
Well, at the pump, it's not going down because they're all gouging.
$3.89 the last time I drove by our gas station was $3.89.
Mars is like $3.79.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I'm glad he's investigating that because they need to stop cheating us and ripping us off.
So we just already decided.
We're all thinking, are prices supposed to go down now? Well, we aren't seeing anything.
And you know what this proves to us? This proves to us that the deep state, the secret society, has the ability to keep the prices up covertly. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to divide us. They're trying to get us all to think it's not really happening. They're doing it on purpose.
Don't trust Trump.
It's not just these individual gas station owners doing this. No, it's the high level. They're doing it to deceive us.
They don't really have.
And besides,
I'm going to go to the gas station tomorrow. I'm going to tell the owner there, you know what? He's got his eyes on you, buddy.
We're going to go to, even if we have to drive into town a little bit, we're going to do that to get the cheapest gas.
Well, I've got a gas app that shows you where it's cheaper, but remember, it's not the individual gas station owners.
Too bad.
They're dictated the price. They don't set the price. So don't blame it on them.
Yes. I won't go there.
So, and then what's the thing, the proof of citizenship? What's it called again?
Visa?
No, the plan that Trump is trying to put through. I have it here, I think.
What?
Come on, whiteout.
Where is it? I thought I
Come
had it.
on, Whiteout, tell him.
I know.
I thought I had
don't-
it here where Trump was saying he wouldn't sign the health. He wouldn't sign the. He wouldn't sign the housing thing because they wouldn't sign this, the proof of citizenship to vote.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the.
Oh, yeah, I know
plan
what
he's
you're
trying-
talking about. I saw
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but this is a federal judge blocks Trump. Excuse me.
I know.
This is just
Get around
so
it.
ridiculous.
What did Lainey say?
And it's
Sam's Club.
or
He was
Bucky's.
supposed to
Okay.
have a meeting today and didn't. He called it off.
he was supposed to sign today for housing.
Yeah, and he said no, so
called
he's
it
going to
off.
wait it off for 10 days.
Because they're not allowing, what's the thing called? I can't remember.
I don't
But,
remember.
no,
What is
but,
it, Lainey?
This was a preliminary injunction issued a year ago that they're putting into a permanent ban now. So it's like some little judge, federal judge, circuit court judge, whatever, in some county federal judge can do this. It's ridiculous. But this is all stuff that Obama put in place exactly to do what they're doing now.
Somebody knows it.
So it's an irritant, but they're trying to block everything that he's doing.
Yes.
IRS allows Hamas nonprofit to operate even after an FDI bust. Prove they're criminals but they can still operate. What?
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. Christian and Jewish groups or conservative groups that go against the grain aren't the IRS is targeting, right? But Hamas corporation, a Hamas nonprofit can operate. This is how bad our government is. This is how ingrained the secret society is in everything.
Yeah.
And then we are out of time. So the healthcare fraud sweep, just some good news. 455 defendants across 45 states have been charged with fraud. That's 6.5 billion. And there's doctors and there's 90 licensed medical professionals that were involved in this. I mean, 500 million in false Medicaid claims, it's just, I can't talk. I'm trying to hurry. So anyway,
Medicaid.
good news. There's people going to jail. It's really good news. Antifa members in Texas immigration facility attack sentenced to 100 years. They're in prison for life.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad they're doing something.
One of them.
They're putting people in prison, and I'm so happy to see that. So a couple of memes, and we'll say goodbye. When Jesus walked on the earth, the world hated him. Now the world claims to love Jesus, yet the Jesus they love is not the Jesus who walked on the earth, but one they have created in their own image.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. And then people always tell me, judge not, lest you be judged. Well, I reply, twist not scripture, lest you be like Satan. And this is just a memory that I had.
Yeah, but I had that on Godly Woman.
Yeah. And it's, it's so true.
David! Hi, David.
Hey, David. Welcome, brother. Good to see you.
Brother.
So,
yeah,
that's just such a good, I've seen that happen.
Mm. Not by me. I didn't look like that chick got way on the left.
Well, you were here.
And
now you're more here. So, yeah.
I ain't there.
Well, okay, you're here. So you moved from there to there. You're not there yet. So.
I've seen it happen. I'm like, whoa, not for me.
Not just you. So. But I've seen God change you fundamentally from the inside out.
I was not a hoe.
And it's wonderful to see.
Yeah.
So anyway.
You don't know how I used to be.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I was a criminal, back before I knew the
Can
Lord.
you top
I
us?
don't have anything I don't have anything
You
that I
didn't
can
dress like
feel
that.
good about.
You didn't dress. You didn't wear those
Everybody
short
before the
shorts.
Lord did sin, right? We acted worldly. We were not godly, and God changes us, and that's the whole point.
So David said, "Wow." I know when I met him, he was not wearing them short shorts. Anyway.
Anyway. So,
oh my goodness.
Praise the Lord. Yeah. So let me say a prayer real quick and we'll say goodbye. So, thank you, Jesus, for everything, for transforming us, Lord, for making me a new man, because I was an ugly, ugly man before you, Lord. And I'm so grateful. Your word transforms us. Knowledge of you and your spirit filling us, Lord, is so wonderful. Transforming and beautiful, Lord. Thank you, Jesus, for your love, for your spirit, for everything. Amen.
Amen. All right, here we go. I'm going to try to remember everybody. Okay, Jody. Hold on.
Oh, you have to
okay.
You have to look at yours.
Yeah, I can't see it.
You can't see it.
Jody.
I need to magnify the screen or something.
So, Jody, Janet, David, Lainey, Kenny,
Sheila. I think that's everybody.
I think that's it.
Wow.
And then don't forget the spammers on Kick.
Yeah, okay. Janet says, thank you for another great Bible test. You're so welcome, Janet. Love you. Lainey says, thank you. Love you all. Love you too, Lainey. Oh, Paul and Johanna.
Paul and Johanna.
I love you.
We love you.
We love you too, Diane.
Yeah, I love my sissy so much.
Yeah.
Jody.
And all the people that walk later
amen,
or watch later. We love all of them.
Yes, Jody said, amen. Good study. Love you, Jody.
All
Jody's
right.
going to come visit.
Love you, Jody.
Yeah. Love you, everybody.
all.
Subscribe, hit the like button, share this show with everyone you know.
And on that note,
we'll see everybody on Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday.
Yes. Okay, bye-bye.
Love you all.
Love you.
Bye. Thank you, Diane.
Bye.
Bye.